And just a great night to sit back. The good news is these guys would have played at 5 o'clock. It would have been a lot warmer. Now it's nice and cool. And Noah's going to watch as he's rung up for a called strike 3. Jimmy Johnson, that's a little baseball name on the bump tonight. For the red team, we're going to see a bunch of different pitchers of both these teams. Wolf is going to pitch 2 innings for the Navy team.
Yeah, that's because the Navy team is down an arm. Both teams have, the red team has 7 starting pitchers, and the Navy team has 6. And each pitcher is going to pitch 1 inning, except Nathan Wolf with the Navy squad, being that they're down 1 arm on that staff, he's going to go the first and second inning. Other than that, Bernie, these 13-year-olds are pitching from 60 foot 6 inches. They're playing on 90-foot bases. The only difference is we have brought in the outfield fence from the 335, 385, 400 that the Atlanta Braves use in spring training to a 315, 335, 380 in center.
Ripped right to short, and Gonzalez is retired. And we got a full inning in the books here at Champion Stadium. 2 more still to come. First the 13U, then the 14U. Right now it's the Red over Navy by a run after 1.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here. When you step in the box, you gotta be focused. You gotta forget the dugout, ignore the crowd. You can't worry about the guy on the mound, because in the end, there's only 2 things that really matter at the plate. You and your bat.
Leading off the second inning for Team Red, number 19, Ethan Brickner.
The remnants of a wasp nest up at high first, and I don't know who won the battle, because I know that PJ was stung by the wasp, but now the house has been taken down, so
he won.
Yeah.
He may have gotten stung once, but they won't live to sting again.
Ethan Brickner is the batter. So bring it back for the top of the second inning here at Champion Stadium, ESPN World of Sports.
You know, Bernie, while we were gone during the rain delay for 3.5 hours, you and I did not stand idly by, did we?
No, we didn't. We actually got to fill in. The Pride right now are taking on the Scrapyard Dogs in a game that can be seen on NPF TV. Right now, the Pride leading the Scrapyard Dogs 1-0. We figured, why not call the game for a little bit for a couple of innings?
We had nothing else to do, right? I think we got about 3 innings under our belt before they went into lightning delay. Ironically, they got caught 3.5 hours later by the storm that caught us here. They just didn't get the rain. The rain had all rained itself out by the time it got there, but that game now has had 2 lightning delays. And we did have the opportunity to call the first 3 innings of that contest. And when we broke away from that broadcast, the Pride were up 1-0, and that's still, now that they've resumed, the score remains the same.
Ethan Brickner getting aboard here. Let's look at the Pride game right now, live happening at Space Coast Stadium. Pride leading 1-0. Game you can see on NPF TV. Julian Henderson still cruising along. Now, meanwhile, back here at Champion Stadium. It's Adrian Sheehan, the batter.
that was my opportunity to, my first opportunity to call professional fast pitch.
Did a great job, Kev, filling in there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Deanan from Missouri City, Texas, at the plate for the red team. Andre Dawson, his favorite baseball player. That's a throwback. He said that he hit a 420-foot home run on his 14th birthday on June the 4th at a state championship in Sulphur, Louisiana. Wow. And he got a golden ticket. Those are his most memorable moments in his young baseball career. Born in Vancouver, British Columbia. Moved to the United States at 3 years old. Been playing baseball since he was 8 years old. You know, it's interesting sometimes because I feel like the parents sometimes get pressured. The younger the kids get, you got to get them playing. You see some of the stories that the kid started playing baseball at 3 years old, and then now you got a story of a player here in the 13-year that didn't start playing until 8. And, you know, sometimes it's all about just the balance, if you will, for these young athletes of trying to find that groove of as they mature. Sometimes they get better anyway. So, you know, as long as you're coordinated, you're doing athletic things that, you know, you can jump into baseball at 8 and obviously have some success.
Oh, sure. You know, we had a wonderful Q&A conversation. Pickoff move gets away there at first base, going to allow the runner to advance to second, possibly third. Now he's going to pull up. Thought better of it. Those are that right there, that error on the pickoff on the throw. Those are the little things you're going to see in this type of a game, a top prospects game or an all-star game, if you will, where the players haven't had an opportunity to play together as a unit. So those little fine details are going to be off just a little bit, and that's going to show. But that does not by any means diminish the level that these athletes can play at. But we had a great Q&A session with the MLB Players Association. The parents did, and in the Q&A session, you know, a parent from somewhere asked, I believe of Brian Jordan, which was the perfect dual professional sport athlete to ask. He said, you know, he didn't find baseball. Baseball found him.
Yep.
You know, he had athletic skills X, Y, and Z, and that just happens to be what you need to excel in baseball. So, you know, I highly recommend that multiple sport athletes as children. You know, there's no reason to lock yourself into one box at 5 years old and think you have to be playing baseball 365 days a year. Go out and play some football, play some tackle football, play some flag football, try soccer, play some basketball, hockey, roller hockey, whatever it is. You know, multiple sports use different parts of the body, and it allows you to develop your body more in different areas, and it's a true win-win for the athlete in the end.
Here's Beachy from Venice, Florida. And look at this. Stolen base, and now they're trying to take two, and they will. As for the red team, Ethan Brickner, the center fielder, comes in to score. And the red team that scored a run in the first has added another run here.
That seems to be a habit-forming thing all day today. It seems like the red team continue to score runs in the early innings, especially in the top of the first. Here we go again in the top of the second. The Navy top prospects have been the home team in every one of the contests today. That's predetermined.
Beachy, a Yankee fan. He plays baseball, football, basketball, and he maintains a 4.6 GPA. Some of the pick moves have been a little bit of the issue here
Yeah, I'd like to see Wolf just concentrate on the hitter, go after him, pound the strike zone, make the hitter put the ball in play. Make the offense from the red team be what beats him, and not worrying too much about picking runners off or relying on the other facets of the game. Kind of put it in his own pocket, put it on his shoulder, and take care of business on his own.
Beachy is the batter. And the pitch fouled back and away. Runner on third, 3-2 pitch in the dirt. And they're on the corners.
Now coming to the plate, number 5, Parker Fenton.
Bernie, we got an update from Vieira?
Checking right now, top of the 4th inning. Looks like the Pride getting set to, actually should be the bottom of the 4th inning. Pride getting set to come to the plate. 1-0 USSSA Pride on top.
And Parker Fenton steps in here in the top of the 2nd inning for the Red Top Prospect squad. He's our extra hitter. One count, 1 out, runners on the corners.
Here's a throw to second, and the double's still working.
Fortunately, that one's going to get charged to Peyton Robertson, an error on the throw.
Yeah, sometimes it seems like for the Navy team today, it's really just the little things, right?
Well, I think part of the problem is that, I touched on it earlier, that these kids have not had an opportunity to play together as a group. And a lot of these little things, nice comebacker.
Yeah, how about that? It was a great snag by Nathan Wolf.
And you see him corner eye there, checked the runner at second, held him still at bay, and then made the play at first. But they haven't had a time to refine those small details. So they probably would be better served just to ignore those things. And for instance, for Wolf, he can just pound the strike zone and make the hitters beat him. Challenge the hitters and make them do the damage.
In the 10-hole tonight, Jimmy Johnson, the pitcher.
Gotta love it.
What a great name. Got a lot of really great names.
Remember Ty Cobb last week?
Yeah.
We had a Ty Cobb.
To right. And caught and corralled by Garrett Ferguson, who makes the play. And that will retire the side here in the top of the 2nd inning. 3-0, Red on top of Navy. Red trying to play their first run of the night. Excuse me, Navy trying to play their first run of the night. They're coming to the plate when we come back. Great night for a little baseball.
You see some of the fans having some good times. It's a little late in the evening, but it looks like Hannah and Rapapan are having a good time out there at Champion Stadium this evening.
Now pitching for Team Red.
You know everybody in the crowd. That's the one thing about Matt Trevisan. It seems like he knows all the people snagging it as we see Hayden Toll from Pinesville, Louisiana.
Batter in the home half of the second inning.
It's all because of infield chatter.
That's right. From what I understand, you are number one on infield chatter. Is that correct?
I am at the real Matt T, the number one non-player on MLB PA's infield chatter. More followers than anyone else. But I have been working it hard this week, trying to connect with the kids, the players, their parents. Good times for everyone here at the Select 30.
Well, of course, infield chatter has become just this great partnership between these two teams. Major League Baseball, the young players, and it's a way for the players to really interact with some of these young athletes. One of the greatest things, obviously, for these young athletes is the former Major Leaguers, they were out here, but even if you're watching this game at home, you don't have the chance to potentially interact with a Major Leaguer, but you do on infield chatter.
You do. You can download the app out of the Apple Store or off of Google Play. And the great thing about it, Bernie, is, there's no ads. And, it's a clean baseball environment. It's baseball people talking baseball, and you get to interact and communicate with former Major League players. Heck, I even had a post yesterday that the executive director of the Players Association, Tony Clark, gave me a fist bump on. So it's been really, really fun this week playing with the infield chatter.
Yeah, nobody likes it. You don't get any hearts. It's all about just the fist bump. That's what
fist
it's all
bumps,
about.
that's what they are. And they've really done some good. They had a dance contest, and they gave away great prizes this week.
Payne Robinson down on strikes.
Hayden Toll on the mound for the Red Squad here in the second inning.
That'll bring Julian Menu to the plate, the first baseman.
Hayden Toll, the second pitcher pitching the second inning. He's got one job. Basically, the Red Squad has got 7 closers on it. Each one of them is charged with 1 inning. They've got to do damage or damage control and set the opponents down in order, each for 1 inning.
Mania from San Ramon, California. By the way, the Pride, they've added to their total now, leading the Scrapyard Dogs 3-0 as this one grounded on the infield. Man, it got all the way through, and they're going to say he's out. They got him. What a throw.
Nice long throw.
Landry Allagood was good indeed from the shortstop position.
Deep in the hole, backhand, planted, and fired a bullet all the way across the diamond. Bang, bang, play at first. Just got him by a shoestring. Umpire right on top of it. Great call.
I don't know. Pretty close.
He got him. He had to get him. Umpire called him out, right?
Yep. You got some good umpires. There's some great umpires, particularly at this level, that are here at the Select 30 Prospect game.
Yeah, we had great umpires last week from all over the country for the Elite World Series. We had guys from several different states here for the S30 Championships this week. And we'll have great umpires from all over the Southeast next week for the All-American Games. No expense spared.
Garrett Ferguson from Lone Jack, Missouri at the plate. Takes a pitch outside. 3-1. the left on a line, and Garrett Ferguson is retired. Nice little quick inning there for Hayden Toll. 3-0 red team. Coming back to the plate for the third.
USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSAallamerican.com.
There we are both nights to take a look at Space Coast Complex on the left, where the Pride are leading 3-0, and over here on the right side of the screen you have our Select 30 top prospect game. Nice split screen look of what we're doing tonight here in baseball, and you gotta love that. Lots of action, lots of USSSA action on the docket tonight.
Oh, I thought we were going to leave it split, and you'd call the fast pitch game, I'd call the baseball game.
I could, but I don't know that that would help the fast pitch people that are watching.
Number 22, Leola Akana.
Leola Akana.
There we go, Pride back out on the field, top of the 5th inning. And right here in the top of the 3rd inning, back to the Select 30 top prospect game.
Leading off the 3rd inning for Team Red, the top of the order, number 15, all good. Light gray, all good.
Now pitching for the Navy squad, Leola Akana. And he is facing the top of the Red squad's order, Landry Allgood, who just made a fabulous deep backhand play from shortstop.
You had to give him the play because it was so good, right?
Well, you know, there's always that. Of course, you always hear on Sandlot ball, tie goes to the runner. Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a tie.
Yep.
Human eye can't see the tie, but you reward the defender when you make a play like that.
Now stepping to the plate, number 14, Corbin Griffin.
And Allgood laces a BB to left field for a single. As the red team continues their offensive assault. Up 3-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Nobody out. Runner on first. Corbin Griffin steps into the box.
Nice little quick throw over to first. That's the one thing that we saw in the last half inning. Nathan Wolf really struggled pitching and catching around the yard. We'll see if Corbin can add to the total here.
Major League Baseball's got a full slate of games tonight, Bernie. From around the National League, my Atlanta Braves are pounding the Miami Marlins 7-2 in the bottom of the 8th. San Diego's up on top of the Pirates in the 7th, 3-1. St. Louis up 4-1 at the end of 8 in Cincinnati. Colorado putting it to the Phillies, 8-1 in the bottom of the 5th. D-backs are up over the Giants 2-0 from the left coast. And your Cubbies, Bernie, put it on the Nationals today, 7-4.
That was a good response after losing yesterday at Wrigley. Swing and a miss. Here's a throw down to second. Oh, it was a nice throw, but the shortstop just struggled coming in and really grabbing it. That was Noah Kang. Look like the throw was really kind of right on the button.
The throw was on the money. It was just a matter of whether it could be handled or not, because the ball and the runner got there just about identically the same time. I believe if he'd have gloved it, he'd have been out.
Corbin Griffin from Kalamazoo, Michigan. His memories rank Super NIT champs at the Ken Super NIT 1, Super NIT champs at Indy 2. He said his grandpa, dad, and brothers all played baseball. His grandfather was drafted. His dad played baseball with Derek Jeter back at Little League. But here, he's retired
Christian Luna.
for the first out, and now Christian Luna is the batter. Double O. He always likes to play on the weird 2 zeros. Didn't get that today. He had to settle for 31. Giancarlo Stanton is his favorite player.
Hey, 31 minus 11.
There you go.
Yeah, Christian, actually the task force here, the scouting task force, they ranked Christian Luna as the #1 offensive catcher in the 13 and under age division. A lot of pop in that bat, can drive the ball to all fields with authority. Those are the type of notes we get from Johnny Hernandez's group. What a fabulous job Johnny does with the scouting task force here at the S30. And a little bit later in the game, we're going to break down some of the things that they actually did this week with these players, along with the MLBPA, when we have some downtime, possibly in between half innings or during a pitching change or something like that. We'll get into some more of those details, but just what a fabulous job that scouting task force did this week, and boy, did they have their hands full doing it.
Luna draws a base on balls.
Luna draws the base on balls. Brings next to the plate, number 30.
An echo in the,
right?
An echo in the house. Real quick, while we have a pause in the action, the Dodgers over the Mets 7-4. That's a final. In the junior circuit, over in the American League, Orioles on top of the Tigers through 8, 3-2. Boston is fended off the White Sox 4-1. That's a final. Yankees up 2-1 over the Indians, the bottom of the 9th.
Nice little grab there. The shortstops, fantastic today. Kang backpedaling, using the footwork. It's all about the footwork to make the play as they take care of Diego.
Not just in this game, Bernie. We have seen some incredible defensive play from the shortstop position tonight.
This is Ethan Brickner from Lambertville, Michigan, a Tigers fan. Clayton Kershaw is his favorite player. Van Mart watching tonight in Birmingham, Alabama. Hello, thanks for joining us on Facebook Live. Those of you watching on USSSA Live, welcome you as well. Debbie Lee watching tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina. Be sure to share this feed with your friends on Facebook Live. Make sure that they know that these great, talented 13U players are playing as this one hit by Brickner to the opposite field, out to left. The Red are going to score again every inning. A run in the first, 2 in the second, and a run already here in the third with 2 away.
Brickner with the RBI single.
We appreciate you guys watching,
Now coming to the plate.
sharing, commenting on the game, just to make sure that everybody knows the chance to watch and take in all these great youngsters and what they can do. Take another look. This ball gets poked through, and it's an easy run being scored.
Just a great piece of hitting. First baseman Aiden Deenan to the plate. Red squad with a runner on third and 2 outs. Already leading 4-0 here in the top of the third.
Yeah, Aiden Dean batting tonight in the 6 hole.
We're going to have a visit to the mound here, Bernie, and I'm going to finish whipping off the Major League scoreboard in what possibly could be a preview of the American League Championship Series. The Yankees on top of the Indians, 2-1 in the 9th. Remember, I'm on the junior circuit only here. Rangers on top of the Twins, 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Blue Jays and Astros knotted at 3 through 9. A's and Angels just underway out west. And in our one interleague game tonight, the Brewers over the Rays, 3-0, and that is a final. That is our official scoreboard update from around the major leagues.
Big night in baseball. You know, the games just keep on getting more important as we head down the stretch.
Cubs are starting to come to life. That should make you happy, Bern.
It's making it a lot better. All they needed was to play the Braves, apparently, after the All-Star break to get things going.
You know, that seems to work for everybody but the Dodgers.
That's true.
Every time the Dodgers come face the Braves with a big winning streak, the Braves break it.
Across the diamond they go. And the red team for select 30, 13 prospects, they scored in every inning so far, leading 4-0. Navy team still looking for their first hit.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here. When you step in the box, you gotta be focused. You gotta forget the dugout, ignore the crowd. You can't worry about the guy on the mound, because in the end, there's only 2 things that really matter at the plate. You and your bat.
Bernie got their back. Trevisan back with you here inside Champion Stadium. We asked everybody on Facebook Live, as you know, actually crazy enough here locally in Osceola County, school is starting in just a handful of days. What was your favorite baseball member? Because you would assume for a lot of these youngsters that even if it's not this week or next week, that the summer baseball season, sadly but surely, has really come to its conclusion now. This is kind of the culmination, if you will. This one and then the All-American games next week.
Yeah, actually, in USSSA baseball, the 2018 season started 3 days ago.
Really?
Yep. August 1st, USSSA baseball runs their season from August 1 through July 31. But these players here, when this event started, they were still playing the 2017 age, and that's what they're going to finish up at here.
Dale Benoit at the plate here. For the Navy team, they have yet to get a hit, and they're trying to get one off of Tyler Tran, who's the new pitcher. That's one of the things that I've really noticed about the Select 30 is sometimes the pitching is extremely dominant. Brandon Davis, they call him B, from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, a Yankee fan. Remember his most memorable moment pitching a shutout as an 8-year-old.
He didn't by chance do that in the Elite World Series, did he?
I said it was a Little League tournament.
Oh, okay.
I guess he was 8 years old in a 12U Little League tournament is how he quantified it.
Okay.
So I guess he was a man ahead of his time. Could you imagine schooling some
Literally.
12-year-olds at 8 years old?
Yeah, I can imagine that.
He probably follows the real Matt T on Infield Chatter.
Most definitely. He's just one of the 150 or so. I tell you, Bernie, I've had a lot of fun with the Infield Chatter this week. It's my first attempt at social media. Social media is just not my thing. Oh, look at there. We got a foul ball into the stands. Oh, nice catch. That was snagged in by Elisa Covey from Amarillo, Texas.
So you would like to say hello to Dana watching the game tonight up in Michigan. She was here all week just talking about the experience that she had as Dale's going to take this pitch and pop it up on the infield, called for and caught for out number 1. Dana over at first base.
Now coming to the plate, number 15, Troy Sandoval.
Derek Lukes was watching the broadcast out in Viera tonight. He says hello as well.
Hello, Dave. Was it David?
Derek.
Derek. Hello, Derek. Thanks for joining us. We're having a blast, and we hope you are too. Wherever you're doing, be safe.
Join the conversation on Facebook Live. This is Troy Sandoval at the plate from Riverside, California. Said he's been playing baseball since he was 2. Sounds like the chairman of the board, his grandson, the son of the vice of the executive assistant director, Donnie DiDonatis, his son, the D4.
D4, yeah. He
Seems like he's been playing since he was 8 months, right?
No, about 3 months.
Soft toss.
Actually, I'm not so sure he didn't come out of the womb with a bat in his hand. It is a possibility. I'll have to check with his mother on that one. But yeah, he's been pounding the ball soft toss and off the tee since he could stand up.
Popped out to right field. Ada watching from Puerto Rico tonight. Thanks for tuning in.
2 outs. Now batting number 16.
My wife and I, Melissa, we love Puerto Rico. Been there several times. Wonderful place to vacation. The chocolate restaurant. They have a restaurant there in Puerto Rico where you can get a chocolate grilled cheese.
Really?
Yeah, everything in that restaurant, everything on the menu has something to do with chocolate.
Sounds like an incredible opportunity.
Oh, it's a woman's fantasy restaurant. Women tend to love chocolate.
And the 10-hole, Nathan Wolf, he was the starting pitcher. We got a chance to see what he's able to do with his arm. Now let's see what he can do with his bat here. Well, we've tried to align these games apparently for the West Coast.
Yeah, that wasn't on purpose, though.
Kind of like that late night time when I've grown up and watched baseball my entire life living on the East Coast unless I'm visiting California. So, you get kind of bummed out when your team's on the West Coast because you're not staying up till 1 in the morning. But I'm sure the West Coast people get bummed out when they're on the East Coast because in the middle of the day, their team is playing.
Well, have you ever thought about it this way, that during the football season, NFL on Sunday morning, if you're on the West Coast, the first game comes on at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Better get early churching, I guess, right?
Yeah, really, or Saturday night church might be the best bet.
Eric Kleinman watching tonight from Michigan. Thanks for watching. It's going to be a West Coast kind of night because we got this one and believe it or not, we got one more.
And we started at 8:05 this morning, first pitch on our 9 and under top prospect game, won by the Navy squad. Our 10 and under game followed that at about 10:30 this morning.
Popped up. Called for, and wow. That was a nice grab by the catcher, Christian Luna. Flipped off the mask, was able to recover. He makes the play and retires the side. 4-0. Red coming back to the plate. Not only can they hit it, but they can make the fielding plays as well at the Select 30 Championship.
leadoff batter in the top of the 4th inning for Team Red, number 3.
We're back into the lights at Champions Stadium. It's the Select 30 Top Prospect game. It's been a week full of baseball, an incredible experience for these athletes. I know you got a chance to welcome everybody in on Monday morning and just try to give everybody a sense of what an unbelievable and in some ways, I guess, unprecedented week this has been. I don't think there's any other 9 to 14U where you've had this many pro ball players over 200 years experience on there, and then to top that off, USSSA task force with all these scouts with so much knowledge of the game collegiately. I don't think there's been anything like this week been built before.
Well, you know, it started on Monday, and you know me, I'm never a man of few words, but I was in total awe when I walked backstage and I had to follow these major league players, former major league players, onto the stage to begin the opening ceremonies, opening meeting, whatever you want to actually call it. You know, there's seated behind me, and I'm behind the lectern, and seated behind me is 200 plus years of professional baseball knowledge.
Right.
You know, and then off to the side is the scouting task force with 300 years combined. You know, collegiate and minor league and professional baseball knowledge. You know, so 500 years combined of baseball knowledge in that room at one time. I was speechless. I really, truly was. And there's a foul ball into the upper deck, and it looks like that one is being chased down by Jose Varela from Inglewood, California. I thought maybe it was Inglewood, Colorado, but it's not. He's from California.
Good to have him here at Champion Stadium. Just a perfect night, a full moon over this gorgeous facility. And, you know, I think this place plays well during the day. There's certainly something special about this venue at night, as we're going to see almost a double play. A line out over to third, but they can't double him up.
1 out. Now batting, number 5.
Yeah, Jared Sima there at third base literally did not move. Didn't have to take a step. Yeah, these kids were really treated to an incredible week of baseball.
Popped up, shallow center. You know, I love the PA players, the former major leaguers, because they got out there every morning. They made their rounds. The outfielders, former major league outfielders, tended to hang out with the outfielders. The pitchers of the pitchers, the infielders with the infielders, because it's unique of how they divided the groups out there based on your primary position, if you will.
Yeah, I actually witnessed a very unique photo op, and I took a photo of it and put it on the Infield Chatter app and titled it Reunited. I was on field 5, and there was a group of outfielders, and they're out there taking pointers and learning the ins and outs of playing the outfields from Marquise Grissom, Brian Jordan, and Michael Tucker, all at the same time. Now, if you're an Atlanta Braves fan, you realize that all 3 of those guys roamed the outfield of Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in the 90s.
Did it feel so good?
It felt so good. It really did. But so here you are, you're 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or 14 years old. Your primary position is an outfielder, and here you're getting instruction from 3 guys that played at the major league level and were all
played a lot of World Series in Atlanta. That's one thing I know about the Braves.
Well, they only won one, but you're right, they definitely did play in a lot of them. You know, speaking of that, here's an interesting statistic for you. And I don't want to get off subject. I actually want to get back on subject of talking about the task force and all the
all good. Cranks this one, but the fence is way back, and the ballpark holds it. And going to have you hold your thought for one quick half-inning break. Navy coming back to the plate. Not only are they looking for their first run, they're still looking for their first hit, trailing by 4.
Qualifying is on to be a Boomba All-American, and this year's USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region, with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single-elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSAallamerican.com.
We're back into the lights here at Champion Stadium at ESPN Worlds Sports. New pitcher, Brendan Shields on the bump. Yes, it's you think about it, you're down by 4. You haven't been able to get a hit tonight, but it's not like you're stuck with the ace who's on his groove all night long. You get a different pitcher. I'm not sure whether it's good or bad because these teams are loaded with arms, but at least you're getting a different look.
Well, you got to realize why this is in place, Bernie, is here it is, it's August, and like I mentioned, the season is wrapping up. These kids have already thrown a lot of innings this year in this season, so it was important to protect the arms. And, you're going to hear throughout the broadcast, we're going to talk about all the great things. We've already started, but we're going to talk more about all the great things these kids got to experience this week. But ultimately, Bernie, put all of that aside, put the top prospect games aside. None of that matters except for the health and safety of the participants. And that's why there's the 1 pitch limit in there, or the 1 inning limit for the pitchers.
And you think about for the athletes as well how much thought USSSA had in putting this together, because there are some events where at the beginning of June, beginning of July, you get ripped from your team to go to an individual event, and then the team is on the road at their state championship, and lo and behold, they're without their second baseman. But when USSSA put this event together, they really wanted to make sure that the Elite World Series is done, the majority of championship baseball is done, and now we can pull them from their team.
Yeah, that was a key point to what we felt would be the inevitable success of the program, and obviously this week has shown the inevitable success of this program. But it was number 1 on the list on the whiteboard, and I had an opportunity to sit through many meetings with DJ Wabick and Johnny Hernandez and Donnie DiDonatis and Rick Fortuna and Don DiDonatis, and these are the things we talked about, and that was the number 1 thing on the list, is we can't pull these kids away during their team season. That's not right to the team. It's not right to the other families of the teams. It's also not right to the athlete to make him have to choose. So that was the key to picking this date to where it's after. I can't think of any championship event that's still going on right now, so it's the perfect time to do this.
Called strike 3 at the knees. And no matter who the red team sends to the hill with, they've had tremendous success here in tonight's game. Right now it's Brandon Shields battling against the shortstop Kang. Base hit back up the middle.
Well, the elephant in the room has left.
Yeah. What is it?
The Navy team got that base hit.
There you go.
Right up the middle.
Now they need to take it to the next level and get the run.
Sima.
Umpire crew coming up here. This is Jared Sima at the plate.
So, Bernie, I'm going to take this moment right here real quick and just walk our audience through what these players did this week.
Yep.
Of course, they immediately broke out on Monday morning into position drills, And, outfielders with outfielders, and corner infielders with corner infielders, and middle infielders with middle infielders, and pitchers with pitchers, and catchers with catchers. And they got, group instruction from the Major League Baseball Players Association. And I'm not talking about a bunch of nobodies. I'm talking about Jimmy Rollins. I'm talking about Charles Johnson. I'm talking about Marquise Grissom, Brian Jordan, Michael Tucker,
right?
Dave Winfield.
Incredible.
Ken Griffey Jr. was here. This was the type of people they were getting their instruction, their additional instruction from, not only from the S30 task force, but so they ran through drills and everything all morning long, and then they off in the afternoon. And in the afternoon session, the younger ages would come in and they'd play their instructional games that were literally instructed by the task force. And then the next day the schedule would flip, and it kept flipping every day. So every day you're either spending the whole morning doing drills with the major leaguers,
right,
or you're spending the afternoon playing games with the task force. So it was a busy week. And thankfully it wasn't up to me, but by the end of the week, in other words, last night at 6 p.m., the task force had narrowed from 120, 140, 160 in some of the divisions down to the top, or select 30, if you will.
Garrett Seamus, swing and a miss. And there's 2 away.
Now batting, number 11, Renzo.
J-Rod retired.
Just another personal touch, Bernie. You step in the batter's box, your walk-up music is playing, your picture's up on the Megatron, the big screen out there, got your name, your position, and everything, just like in the major leagues.
Gonzalez watches. There's a stolen base.
Luna just lost a handle on that one coming out of the chute. Lost his grip. These players in the top prospect game have really been treated to the major league flair.
1-1.
Basically everything was done for them except their luggage being carried for them.
Not bad. Probably mom and dad handle that one, I would think.
Well, maybe.
Renzo Gonzalez trying to push Navy to score in their first run of the game. Take a look at that. The look on the scoreboard that these individuals get as we see now base runner at third for the Navy.
That steal was stolen on the pitcher Shields there. I don't know whether he lost track of the runner.
2-2 popped up. Short left field. The Navy team, they got a lot further than their previous 3 tries. They got all the way to third, but still left without scoring a run. 4-0. Our score here at Disney.
Davis.
Ready? Bring us back.
Of course, there they are, infield chatter by the players for the fans. Download it at the App Store today, or if you're an Android faithful, you can get it on Google Play. And I know that one of the favorite things that our Vice President of National Events is going to try to plug is right after you download the app, first of all, you want to follow USSSA because you got about 30, 40 minutes for a contest there to win an American League sign ball or a National League sign ball. So that's one of the ones, but maybe you should start getting a contest. You got a follow me at the Real Matt T type contest giveaway to try to pub up your users.
I don't know, Bernie. I mean, I got about 150 already. I don't know how many more I can handle. But yeah, the balls that you're talking about there, that one is a National League ball. It's from the All-Star game. Every player on the National League All-Star team signed the ball, and then the same thing from the American League team. What a keepsake that is.
Of course, Mary Clark talking about how Jimmy Rollins, such a class act. I know that we had a lot of fun getting a chance to have Jimmy Rollins not only out there talking to the kids just for us, obviously getting a chance to talk to him. He's kind of a character. You know, it's amazing that, you know, when we've gotten a chance to interact with some of the players, just how personable those individuals are when you get to know them, that, you know, I guess in some ways, you know, for lack of better terms, just you and me humans, just like you're out there, friends, hanging out.
Well, I got to actually listen in Jimmy Rollins when he was on the field with the players, and I actually happened to be looking at the post that I made on Infield Chatter about that conversation he had with the players, and it was really good. And actually, he was talking about his philosophy of hitting.
Yep.
You know, and one of the players asked him, he says, well, what did you do when you got 2 strikes on you? He says, I tried not to ever get 2 strikes on me. You know, that was his philosophy on hitting.
Yeah, think about the opportunity for many of the athletes that got a chance to take advantage and learn in. You know, it's funny because Cecil Fielder here, you know, he was obviously going around in the golf cart checking everything out, but the one thing he kept telling me day after day is he can't wait for hitting. He's like, go to the batting cages tomorrow. I'm tired of the defense. I'm ready to work on the offense.
Yeah, well, designated hitter, right? Made a career out of it. I got another post here from Infield Chatter. This is the one that I took of the legendary Braves outfielders reunited at Select 30.
Yep.
Michael Tucker and Brian Jordan and Marquise Grissom, and that's when they were working with the outfielders on the field.
Houston has a base hit. The throw is cut. And another one comes in, the 5th run here in the 5th inning. Looks like the Pride are going to walk away with a win over the Scrapyard Dogs, 2 outs away from wrapping up that game in the other USSSA contest that's happening over at the brand new Space Coast Complex. There you are. If you haven't got a chance to see it, this is the venue where this game will be next year. And probably one of the big differences is tonight we use 3 fences at Space Coast Complex. Right now I only see 1, so we're going to need to put in a purchase order because right now that one's set at $225. We need a couple more that are going to be out there.
That's already been handled.
It's already done?
Already done.
All right. Live look at NPF TV. There's a look at the second fence being drawn in. And of course you got, actually I guess the biggest difference here is when we renovated the stadium, we actually brought the fence in, so there's really not a need to have, I would assume, that 3rd fence that's right now here for the 13th game. Is that an accurate statement?
That is an accurate statement. The original wall that was in Space Coast Stadium when it was the Nationals spring training home, you know, the outfield wall was 9,000 feet from home plate, so we brought it into a little bit more realistic number. Okay, so maybe I'm stretching the truth a little bit there, but you get my point.
Into the batter's box, batting for Deneen, number 34.
Actually, the biggest difference, Bern, is going to be the artificial surface.
Yep.
You know, tonight
we wouldn't have had quite as long of a delay.
Well, when it stopped raining here, and granted, we got a monsoon, but when it stopped raining here, it was another 2 hours before we could actually get on the field. Over at Space Coast, it had been 30 minutes tops, maybe not even 30 minutes.
I guess they dealt with the same situation. Tons of rain tonight, And there they find themselves in the top of the 7th inning and out away from getting the win. Take a look at that gorgeous turf that's there, and obviously you can see that right now the bases are in kind of a similar distance, if you will, for I guess you'd say a 12-year-old game where the bases are. And of course you can expand it all the way out, get some true hops no matter where you are. Could be a great place to be as Kurt pops this one out to right field. And the throw to the plate. They got him! Oh, wow!
Cannon shot from right field.
Grant Ferguson guns him down from right field. Spectacular indeed.
That was almost as impressive as Dave Parker in the 1976 All-Star game.
Plants, sets, and guns it
in the air.
There's no doubt about it. Brilliant throw. End of the inning. Navy coming back, trailing by 5. Back here at Champions Stadium. What a throw. There to end the inning from Garrett Ferguson.
14 red. Number 14, Corbin Griffin.
Corbin Griffin is going to come in. It is a final score at the Space Coast Complex, by the way. The Pride take 2. And you can watch the same full coverage that you're seeing tonight here back in the air tomorrow night, because I can assure you all the cameras are going back.
Well, we'll wrap up.
At least they're going in my car.
Right, we'll wrap up here tonight. Probably a little bit after midnight. And you and your staff will pack it all up and head it on back to Viera. And tomorrow you'll be in tomorrow night you'll be in full broadcast mode for the Pride as they try to sweep the second place Scrapyard Dogs in the 3-game set.
Payne Robertson.
But before we can do that, we got about 7, 8, 9 or 10 more innings of ball to play here.
Can't wait. Where's my coffee? Got a pot cooking. Doing it for the West Coast folks. And of course for these kids to have an opportunity to get a chance to play on this type of a stage. Crew's done a fabulous job bringing you the sights and sounds all week long. Really some fabulous reporting done by Will Hinson, our talented intern. Ashlyn Sullivan, who was with us earlier. Lindsay Schmidt, Olivia Stacy. Have even more contact going to media.ussa.com as the week continues, and of course socially as well.
I think the social media princess was busy this week, wasn't she?
Yep. Wife did a great job of filling the Select 30 with tons of content as well. Robertson.
Number 9.
At the plate,
Julian Minya.
Julian Mena is your batter. Actually, the pronunciation goes to Julian Mena. Out of California, Giants fan. Grandfather played on the national soccer team for El Salvador from 1966 to 1970.
I believe that is down in Central America? South America?
I think your geography
El
major.
Salvador? Central America, yeah. That's where my wife's from. Central America.
Tudo from Mena.
Yeah, something totally off topic, Bernie. Totally off topic.
Yep.
What are the odds that you have one president in your bloodline? What are the odds?
Probably 0 for me.
Right, me too. My wife has 2 presidents in her bloodline.
Incredible, right?
Yep. George Washington
Yep.
is like a 7th cousin, 22nd cousin, 9 times removed.
Okay.
And the present president of Panama, the country of Panama, is my wife's first cousin.
Wow.
Once removed. Like I said, totally off topic.
When if I needed some passageway down the canal, I'm assuming that
I can help you out.
You could hook it up?
Yeah, I can hook it up for you.
All right.
Number 31.
All right, let's get back to baseball, Burn.
Garrett.
The night oil is a burning.
Ferguson at the plate.
Southpaw Corbin Griffin pitching the 5th inning for the Red Top Prospects. Ball low.
To get the full 7 innings here, no matter who is winning, the home team or the visitors. We've learned that story throughout the day.
Yep, and that is done to guarantee that each pitcher on the staff gets his inning on the bump.
Because actually, if you think about it, the select 15 that is on each team, the pitcher obviously is getting an inning, and the position players are getting a lot of reps in the game.
Oh yeah, you've basically what you've got is you've got 10 guys over on the position side that are revolving around 8 positions. That's basically the way it plays out. So everybody's getting a ton of at-bats, everybody's getting a ton of reps in the field. And you know what, that's what they deserve for what they put in this week, for the work that they put in the reward of being a top prospect. Not to mention that big old honking ring they got.
I'm sure that has been exciting for some of these players.
Yeah, if I'd gotten one of them, I'd have to go to the gym and strengthen it up before I could even wear the thing. It was so big.
Yeah, we got a picture of it on our @USSSA Twitter page if you haven't seen it yet. But I mean, I got it in my hand. I mean, it's like you're saying, you got to do some reps just to hold it up. There's one of the great faithful family members that helped make it all possible, snagging a souvenir. Be interesting to look back on this first class, if you will, and see how many of these talented players make that step. Not necessarily getting drafted overall, but obviously making it to Division I college, making it to a major university, getting to play at the next level, as we see Ferguson at the plate. Line out of the second. He's going to draw a walk here.
Ferguson with the base on balls. brings next to the batter's box number 10, Darnell Bayon.
You know, we haven't seen a lot of base on balls today.
That's true.
In these 5 games combined, we haven't seen a lot of base on balls. All the pitchers basically have attacked the strike zone all day long. There's a foul ball up in the upper deck being chased down. Look like he's already got a pocket full of foul balls.
It's got BP in the morning.
Or that, or he'll be selling them out front of the main gate on his way home tonight.
Might want to take a couple steps off of property because Disney is certainly doing a little merchandise control here. They probably have a Mickey Mouse stamped baseball, so we don't want to get in the way of their intellectual property.
Actually, they do down there in the clubhouse store.
I figured.
They do. They also have a Minnie Mouse version. That's one powerful rodent.
Yeah. Diavanioi at the plate with 2 away. Corbin Griffin trying to get through the 6th inning quickly. This ball is rocketed deep, and that one, it's off the wall. A base-clearing triple that drives home 2.
With the 2-run triple to the center field fence.
Nice piece of hitting.
Now coming to the batter's box, batting for Sandoval, number 22, Liloa Akana.
It's great talented athletes here putting on a show. 2 in for the Navy team. They finally break through here. Scoring late in this one. Leola Akana, we saw him throw. Told he could really hit as well.
Yeah, we use a unique revolving pitcher spot in the batting order, and what it allows these pitchers to do. Look, 13 years old is way too young to be a pitcher's only.
Right.
You don't have a PO at 13. So it allows this revolving spot in the order, allows one of the previous pitchers to get an at bat also.
And I'm sure, obviously, they really enjoy their moment getting a chance to throw, but probably they want to showcase their hitting skills as well.
Well, let's take Jimmy Johnson. He was the starting pitcher for the Red Squad. He pitched the first inning. What's he going to do the rest of the day? So let's get him in at bat later in the game. Let's keep him involved.
Batting for Wolf.
No, it's great. And obviously, you're not overutilizing the arm if you're just coming in and getting a few at bats, so that's a positive there. I mean, I guess the hard thing is they obviously don't count how many times your pitcher throws, but a lot of times he's leaving the game, maybe going to third base, or he's going to make still another 5-10 throws depending on what happens there too.
Well, if you'll remember, Bernie, in our 12-year-old game, the starting pitcher for the Red Squad in the first inning, 11 pitches. The second pitcher in the second inning, 10 pitches. The third pitcher in the third inning, 8 pitches. So when you can keep your pitch count down like that, obviously you're not going to do any damage to the arm. But at the same time, look, you're participating for 1 inning, so let's get these guys in a bat later in the game. They deserve it. They've earned it. They made the roster, they made the squad as a pitcher, but that doesn't mean they can't have the opportunity to hit also.
Jeb mentioned on our Facebook Live team, doesn't it seem that the red team has won every game, and maybe they're just better at drafting on the red side? I don't know.
Our 9U top prospect game at 8:05 this morning was won by the Navy team, but the Reds have dominated ever since. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak to the National Scouting Director, Johnny Hernandez, and find out what format they used to allow these red teams to be be far superior than the Navy teams.
Obviously, that they may need to split the coaching staffs on the red side because maybe they're just better at picking the talent. Maybe they need to divide it.
Could be.
Wouldn't it be awesome next year if they divide them the East and the West battling against one another?
Yeah, that was a large discussion that has been going back and forth here for a couple days, and I definitely see that the program headed in that direction. It's a natural distribution of the talent in the top prospects.
Called strike 3. And Joseph Caruto is down on strikes.
Griffin having no trouble pounding the strike zone there.
Still a big spot because a base hit would make this a one-run game here in the 5th inning. Don't even want to think about loading them up. Brandon Davis at the plate.
You know, Bernie, it's only 10:45, but boy, does it feel like midnight.
I don't know. We should just play a whole nother 7 innings when this is all done. That's what I'm thinking.
I think it's a good idea.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Nobody will ever accuse USSSA or the Select 30 program of not doing everything in their power humanly possible to make sure that these top prospects got to play their top prospect games.
Hey, this isn't the first time that you and I have been here. I mean, you're going to be after midnight at this point, so let's just call it as it is. After midnight, playing a baseball game so that the kids can get their championship in.
We have done that on multiple occasions, Bernie. I remember we wrapped up a Elite World Series 12U game. I believe it was 12:57 a.m. when we wrapped up that. Of course, extensive weather delays. That's going to happen in Central Florida in the summer. And of course, that'll be one of the great advantages to moving the Elite World Series and the S30 Championships and the All-American Games out to the new Space Coast Complex in Vieira, in that with all the turf, such a rapid and quick recovery time after rain.
Jay Berry hit by pitch with the bases loaded, and now it's 5-3, and the tying run is in scoring position. By the way, I want to tell you that Berry said his nickname is the Flash, so the one thing I'd like to do is see him race around here, because obviously he's got some wheels.
Actually, Bernie, I played high school baseball with a guy whose nickname was the Flash, and he was the slowest kid on the team. In fact, he was the slowest runner I've ever seen in my life, and we nicknamed him the Flash. But I have a feeling that just by Barry's build,
He looks quick out there.
He's got speed. Yeah.
You just had the fast twitch muscles clicking just to walk down to first after his hit by pitch.
Mason Malone. He was the Flash at Fayette County High School in 1985, 1986.
So the tying run is in scoring position. Noah Kang from Edmond, Oklahoma, a Kansas City Royal fan. He said a walk-off home run, not only to win a game, but to win a tournament. He'd love to have a big hit here. Also a state champion in track and basketball. (2-0). Right on it, fouls it back.
I remember my senior year in high school running 60s. And when Mason Malone got up to run, it was the only human being I've ever seen where you would actually measure his 60 times with a sundial.
2-1. Make it 3-1. Haven't seen any calls to the bullpen tonight.
We had one call to the bullpen in the 11-year-old Trombos.
Not by design.
No, that was the pitcher took a sharp line drive off his non-throwing forearm. But as a safety precaution, of course, the Disney trainer was all on top of it, and as a safety precaution, he did come out of the game. But we are going to have a visit to the mound here. And Bernie, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to step aside for just a moment, and we're going to put our National Scouting Director, Johnny Hernandez, on the mic here, and let you guys talk a little about him and his task force.
No, it's awesome. Johnny Hernandez joining us in the broadcast booth tonight. So glad to bring you aboard, Johnny. And I know that we've seen you get on the air a couple times and talk to the girls, but overall it's got to be a very satisfying week for you and your crew when you take a look back at what was done, and really what's the inaugural Select 30.
Yeah, it's been a great experience, not only for myself running the Select 30, but definitely for the task force members being a part of this inaugural event with USSSA and the partnership with the Major League Baseball Players Association. Our guys have done an extremely great job with the process. We're talking about early mornings. I mean, we're here at the complex at about 6:30, 6:45 in the morning.
Yep.
While everybody leaves home, like around 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, my guys get started about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, every single night, and it goes into the wee hours of the morning. For example, yesterday we got out of here at about 2:45 in the morning, just going through our war room,
Right.
So our guys can go ahead and do their draft. And it's been going well this past week, and I'm definitely appreciative of the fact that the task force members took time out of their schedule to be here for the young kids, because that's our mission, is to assist us in the development of the youth baseball community.
Well, and obviously the biggest thing you guys want to do is give all these individuals a real chance from some impartial eyes, for lack of a better term. That's one of the big things that I know that they're trying to look at it as far as the task force is concerned, is you don't necessarily want it to be about a game, or sometimes you're on a club team and the coach likes you and you get in, and so that rolls you along. The Select 30 was kind of designed as an impartial group going out in the field at basically our elite qualifying tournaments, picking out some of the best players, and again, just trying to forget about the uniform and who they play for.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's good. It's an unbiased opinion. The 32 guys that we put together on the task force, they had no idea who these kids were. I was able to put together 22 task forces across country within the NITs that we participated in, and our guys just went in with their baseball mindset, trying to select the best guys to have an opportunity to represent the region down here in Orlando, Florida, at Champion Stadium, and this week what we had with the Major League Baseball Players Association. So it really is an unbiased opinion. It's not about the uniform that you wear or the team that you're on. It's more about what your baseball ability speaks about yourself in order to get an opportunity to come to the Select 30 championships.
And I know that obviously this was one of the very first Select 30 championships really put on. I mean, the concept has been there for quite some time, and it's interesting getting a chance to talk to some of the parents as I have, as we're going to see Jared get aboard, and that's going to tie the game here in the 5th inning. A lot of the parents, they didn't even know that they were being scouted. One dad actually told me they brought me over. I thought I was in trouble, and then my son gets a golden ticket.
Yeah, the golden ticket process, the whole year was actually a very good one. We went in there as a task force, kind of let the kids play, and then we went ahead and just evaluated the players' baseball skill sets. Once a player was identified, we went ahead and spoke to the coach that would like to speak to the participant and their parent, and letting them know that they had an opportunity to come down to Orlando, Florida to participate in our Select 30 championship. So it definitely was a great experience, not only this week, but my regional task force members have done an amazing job selecting the kids around the country to give them this opportunity that in our reality it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. We talk about the kids having a great time on the field, and even our task force members developing relationships with the players this week, and it's something where we hold true to our heart in assisting the youth baseball community in the development of the game.
Renzo Gonzalez, this one is back and it is gone!
Man.
A grand slam home run!
And these are the things that our task force members have definitely identified. I mean, Renzo was really high on our board coming into tonight's game. So definitely it's got some pop from the left side, and as you saw with a grand slam, that is just gratifying to myself as a director, knowing that my task force members were able to identify these guys among the top players in the age group. And you just saw Renzo, what we call and I call he elevated and celebrated. And there's no better time to do it right now in the bottom of the 5th inning, where now we have the Navy team up 9-5, and there you see Renzo just kind of get his barrel through the zone and just see the ball just get out of the yard. There we see it one more time where Renzo just elevates and celebrates, and that's what it's all about. These kids having a great opportunity, and I'm sure this is a memory that's going to last a lifetime for him.
Okay, what a moment to come in here and crank it out, and what a difference, Hey, this is one of the things, too, from a character building side, you got to love about this Navy team is they came in really virtually into this inning with not a whole lot of offense, not a whole lot to celebrate by, and they go from down 5 to up 4. That's incredible.
Yeah, and I think it speaks volumes about the character of the kids. Baseball is being mentally tough, and I think something that we kind of harped on this week is about grit. Greatness requires internal toughness. The kids have to be mentally strong. They have to be internally tough. I can tell you with the task force that we have put together, that's something that we try and preach and stay positive in the dugout, and it's worked out for the Navy team, up 9-5.
One big hit. Renzo leaves the yard. Johnny, stay with us. We'll talk a little bit more about the Select 30 when we come back. But it's a 9-5 score. Is this
that they would need as far as finding out where the task force is at, but we're definitely attending every Select 30 Super NIT that we're going to have heading into the new year, the USSSA year. So hopefully we'll be in their area, and whatever they need, we'll definitely assist them.
And that's one of the things that's really great for you, as well as we see Shields at the plate in this one pop back into foul territory, is the way USSSA works in general anyways is that the tournaments are really spread out geographically about as good as you can ask around the country. So if you're trying to qualify for the Select 30 next year, you really do have an opportunity, because geographically it's probably a tournament that you could drive to within a couple of hours most likely.
Yeah, and the interesting part about the schedule that we went to, we definitely went to hotbeds where baseball's rich in Florida, Georgia, Texas, California, Arizona, but I myself was at the Michigan, Select 30 Super NIT, and I'm from Florida. I'm used to 80 degrees, 90 degrees, and we were there, it was 30 degrees, but the baseball that was there was really good. It was upscale talent. I know got a couple of guys that accepted the invitation from Michigan, and they've definitely done their job out here representing their region. So it's spread out, but it's definitely conducive for the neighboring states to go ahead and it could be a drive away or just a simple flight away to be in attendance to the Select 30 Super NIT.
She goes to the line drive, base hit out to left field. I know that we've got a chance over the last couple of years to cover some of the Select 30 Super NITs across the country, and can never discount how much talent you find in the Ohio area and the Michigan area. That's really seems like a hotbed, if you will, as well.
It's definitely to become a hotbed. I mean, I can tell you my reports that I got back from the Ohio, the Michigan, the northern area of the United States. I mean, the baseball's definitely getting better, and it speaks volumes of the youth baseball community making a commitment to continue to develop a game and teach these young kids how to play. And our Select 30 Task Force has done an amazing job identifying those kids in those areas.
So I guess step one, if you want to be here next year, is you got to obviously have your team get to a Super NIT tournament with, let's be honest, 9 to 14 years old. If you're playing major travel ball, you're going to be at one.
Yeah, that's the first step. I mean, the team has to, attend one of the Select 30 NITs that, hopefully the schedule will be posted, in some time. But that's step one. Step two is definitely, you got to play the game the right way. That's one of the things we look at. Baseball, guys that are here, they actually know the game and they play the game at a high level, and that's something that speaks volumes about their ability. But the other thing too that we look at is their character. How are they with their teammates? How are they as soon as they get off the car to the from the parking lot to the field? We take a look at how that baseball player is coming off. If it's a person that has their jersey tucked in, is it tucked out? Are they on time? Are they not on time? But it's a lot of variables and intangibles that go into being selected, to come down to the Select 30 championships, and it's a process that my task force has definitely done a great job this year, like I said, identifying those kids and bringing them down here.
Parker Fenton.
Griffin's out. Called strike 3. Obviously, the Major League Baseball Players Association made this week very unique because of the ability to have all those talented major leaguers interact. Not only did they talk to the kids, but we had a morning session set up where I think that they talked to parents for at least 45 minutes or an hour, just trying to give them tips.
Yeah, so they had the Q&A here at the Champion Stadium, and that was a great experience as well, having the Major League Baseball Players Association guys interact with the parents. But the cool thing about it was we were able to work side by side with our mission on assisting the development of the game within the youth baseball community. So it was kind of cool when we would have our meetings at night. We'll be able to talk to the former major leaguers and let them know, hey, so and so is on this field. Go watch him. Or what are your thoughts on this kid and that kid? And it was pretty cool that they would race to the fields and just try and see the baseball talent across here, the ESPN Wild World of Sports complex.
Parker Fenton at the plate. So they had a chance to talk to the players. Obviously, Major League Baseball created this brand new initiative, Infield Chatter.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you're following at the real Matt Trebuchet.
Yeah, and it's a unique way for the players, the young guys, the fans to interact with the Major League Baseball players and former Major League Baseball players. So it's definitely something that's growing. I know at one point, the Select 30 tournament was trending on Infield Chatter, and it's a great opportunity for the fans to interact with the players.
2-2.
But the talent has been impressive, Bernie. I mean, I myself am just at awe with the level of talent that these young guys have, and in our reality, the 13U age group will become the 14U age group next year, and how the college recruiting process is turning for the young guys. Kids are getting committed, ending their 8th grade year, entering their 9th grade year. So this could be a platform as well for some of these young kids to get exposed to this type of tournament and playing alongside high level caliber of talent, so we can draw in those college recruiters to come here and say, hey, this is what we have. Come over here and see these kids. This is an opportunity even for the college recruiters, cross country, whether it be Division I, Division II, NAIA, and junior college, to come out and see what we have. And on our staff, we have current current and former college coaches. We had Coach Lee, which was a former Division I recruiting coordinator out of Bethune-Cookman University.
Yep.
Actually down in the Navy, on the Navy side, Darryl Roque was part of the 1999 University of Miami Hurricanes national championship team, and Alfonso Otero, who's known as Flacco in Miami, he's got ties with the University of Miami, baseball program, as he's worked over 20 years in their youth baseball camps. So we got guys that have played at a high level, and this could serve as an opportunity for these kids to learn from our guys and hopefully put them in a platform.
Oh, they stayed with it on the infield. I thought they may have made a brilliant play, but Hayden Toll is on his way to second as a run is going to be scored. They'll say that the ball got out of play, so they'll give Toll second base. It's impressive because I was grabbing myself a sub sandwich, and you get 3-4 kids in the jerseys, and of course you start talking with the parents, and this is before last night's Select 30 announcement, and the parents just really reiterated that this was an incredible week. Every one of the parents wants their son to be picked for the Select 30.
Yeah, and we can't obviously make everybody happy, but the fact that these kids even made it here, it's definitely an accomplishment. Being recognized as one of the top players in the country, and being able to fight for 30 spots to have an opportunity to play in the Champion Stadium and be the final 30 or the Select 30. But at the end of the day, it's for these kids. It's a great accomplishment to come over here to Orlando, Florida, and spend the week with not only our task force members, but Major League Baseball Players Association. And it's been a great event all around, from Sunday and Monday all the way down to Saturday. So kids that didn't make it, they just got to continue to work hard and just do the little things.
All good. Fair ball down the line. The red team's going to tack on another run here. Nobody's covering third. And then they come back. All good. He's safe as the ball gets away.
Yeah, and Landry, just out the box, was going for two, and saw that the left fielder was kind of taking his time to get there, and just, put himself in a position to get the third. But it's something where you never want to be the first or third out at third base, and he gambled, and sure enough gave the red another run, and he's standing up at third.
Next year, the technology that'll be available, because this tournament will move to USSSA Space Coast Complex. Every stream will be able to be a live stream, so obviously that's going to make a big difference, obviously, as you talk about the recruiting potential, because now you kind of have this digital showcase, if you will, of ability to have video to show people things, whether they're there or not, to showcase it. So that's certainly going to help out.
Absolutely, and the technology that USSSA and you guys are working with is top notch. Just being involved on the behind the scenes, situation, seeing how everything's kind of evolving slowly. It's definitely amazing, and it's first class, and it's something that these young kids are going to have an opportunity to kind of share themselves with that technology as well.
Well, it's a 9-6 game, headed to the bottom of the sixth here at Champions Stadium. Stay with us.
The team.
Well, here's a look at some of the action here on Infield Chatter this week. The athletes getting a chance to take it all in, meet these great pros, talk to the PA. Everybody obviously posted some big giveaways. I know that an American League signed baseball from the All-Star Game, a National League signed baseball at the All-Star Game. And it's not just if you're at the top prospect game, you have a chance to do it, but no matter where you are, you can do it throughout the year.
Oh yeah, you can do it throughout the year and interact with, the Major League Baseball players, and it's by the players for the fans. What do we have on the mound right now? Looks like Parker Fenton. Oh no, excuse me. Kirk Martison is on the mound now for the Red, 13-year Red prospects. Now hitting for the Navy is actually Dean Guzman.
The concession stand will close at midnight.
Well, you got a chance to get a burger for about another 40 minutes. It's not going to take you through the next game, I guess. That's going to be an unfortunate thing.
I'm sure not, unless you'd like to take a quick run to the concession stand and hold it for a midnight snack, because Bernie, it looks like we're going to be here past midnight.
Not the first time.
Yep.
We've done that from the Elite World Series. That's what... obviously, we got to thank our crew that's back in the control room and Vieira that's putting up and obviously making the great pictures and the replays work, and our great camera crew that has been here, many of them throughout the day when it was really a warm day earlier on. Now they're obviously a little different scenario now that it's cool, but obviously it wasn't easy by any means. And you take a look at what these guys have done. We appreciate obviously what they have done. We appreciate what the task force has done, but kind of Matt Trebuchet, the vice president of national events, he definitely likes to lead the charge and just trying to rally the troops, reminding that this is a special day. And the hard thing is, a lot of us, we have been here the majority of the day bringing these games to you, but there's a group of 14-year-olds that are waiting in the wing, and they're waiting for their moment. They haven't had their moment of the day.
And we kind of save the best for last. So, it's been incredible talent all across, the other age groups, but I'm sure the 14-year guys are eager, to step on the field and get their opportunity to play on, what is Major League Baseball Stadium here, Champion Stadium at the ESPN World Sports Complex. Not too many kids can say, hey, I play at the spring training home of, whatever team, whether it be in Florida or Arizona, but, definitely the kids here that participated in the Select 30 Championships and the Elite World Series last week, and now, the players on the All-American games are going to have that opportunity to, be in a first-class facility, top-notch, all the way around. Grounds crew is amazing. I got to give them a shout-out for, allowing us to continue our day or our evening, and they've done a great job.
All about the gun. Get a little gun show from our catcher there. As many as at the plate.
Yeah, that was a good throw. Accurate throw to get the runner out at second base.
Here's a look at it.
There you go. It's just spot on the money. Come in and get the tag. And that's how you do it. And Navy's up 10-7. It's their last, half inning to at bat. So why not go ahead and, try and attempt to steal, and if it works out, you're at second. If not, you get thrown out, but hey, you're still up 3 runs.
Here's a ground out to end the bottom of the 6th inning. 10-7 our score. Headed to the final inning of the second to last game of the Select 30 Top Prospect Games.
All-American, and this year's USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region, with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single-elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSA All-American.com.
count 1-0, looking for a fastball. He's able to drive out of the yard, and there he goes, giving a high five to his coach. Getting to home plate with all his teammates, trying to get something going, trying to get a rally going. Hey, let's go, boys, pick it up. We're down 2. We still got 3 outs to play with. So again, it's one of those things where I tell all the time, hey guys, elevate and celebrate. So that's what he surely got a lot of elevation, and he definitely got to celebrate with his boys.
Here's a look.
There it is. He just gets a fastball in the inner half of the plate and just goes big fly. Matthew Houston. Oh my God, he's got some raw power. I mean, it's one of the things that we've got guys like Luna and Houston. Those guys that catchers typically don't hit for power.
Yep.
And there he just showed his pop.
You grounded on the infield. He's got some wheels though, but he can't beat this one out after the play by the shortstop Noah Kang.
And that's one of the things that Kang did there. He did, usually we, as infielders, you don't want to stay back on the ball. You want to go ahead and attack the baseball. And that's exactly what Kang did with his quick feet work and his accurate throws to first base for 1 out here in the inning.
Ethan Brickner at the plate.
Brickner's had himself a great game today. Showcased himself very well this week, earning a spot on our Select 30 prospect game. So we're looking to continue to track his progress through the rest of the year, and hopefully he does well where he can come back next year and we can kind of see the progression too of these kids. That's one of the things that we're able to do, collect all the information, the reports from our task force members, and we're able to kind of see how these players are able to progress within a year, 2 years, even the kids in the younger ages. I mean, there's some guys in the 10U group that were banging balls around the yard. But we tell these guys to continue to work, because baseball is a game of failure, and there's always that one player that wants to take your spot. So you got to continue to work, and you got to continue to get better. Sandoval up in the count 1-2. I mean, look for a breaking ball here in the dirt. Trying to have Brickner chase a pitch out of the zone. There's the breaking ball, just left it out. Runs now Brickner to a count 2-2. See if Brickner can do something. Looking probably for a fastball right here in this count. Don't want to go 3-2 with Brickner. Nope, went with the off-speed pitch. Called strike 3. So now we got 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th inning, with the red team leading, the Navy team, leading 10-8 over.
Now batting, number 34, Martinson.
I'd like to say hello to Daryl watching the ball game tonight in Oklahoma. Bunch of fans joining the conversation on Facebook Live. One of the great things, obviously, not quite as much viewership at 11 o'clock at night. Some people have obviously...
Now, we definitely appreciate all the members that are watching on Facebook Live. Watching these kids kind of pour their heart and soul into what they love to do, and especially in this game. So definitely a shout out to all the everyone watching on Facebook Live, whether it be 100 people, whether it be 20 people.
As a strikeout ends the inning, sends us to our final half inning.
That is the ball game.
Nope. They're going to get the bottom half of the 7th inning because this is for the kids, so they're going to definitely play the bottom half of the 7th inning, regardless of the score. Yep.
And come back to Champion Stadium.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here. When you step in the box, you gotta be focused. You gotta forget the dugout, ignore the crowd. You can't worry about the guy on the mound, because in the end, there's only two things that really matter at the plate. You and your bat.
And we are back for a very interesting and rare bottom of the 7th inning with the home team winning. Yeah, that doesn't happen very often in baseball. Our top prospects Navy team is up 10-8, but we are going to play the bottom of the 7th, and we're going to do that so that the number 7 pitcher on the Red squad, Parker Fenton, gets his inning on the mound.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we've spoken about all week. I mean, we have not kept score on the whole week, but we definitely want to give the opportunity for the kids to, play in this game the whole full 7 innings, get the full experience. At the end of the day, it's not about who wins or loses. It's about these kids getting this opportunity on this platform to perform at the Select 30 Championships here in Orlando, Florida this week.
Garrett Ferguson steps into the box, 1 ball, no strikes.
Parker Fenton comes in. He's compared maybe to about a Jamie Moyer. He's definitely not going to light up the radar gun, but he definitely, throws some strikes, and he's going to kind of keep, the hitters off balance,
I can think of a couple Hall of Famers right off the top of the head that made millions of dollars doing that. Greg Maddux and Tommy Glavine.
I was just going to tell you, I'm sure they wore a Braves uniform because I know you're a big Braves fan.
Of course they did, but neither one of those could even get a flicker on a radar gun.
I actually looked up to Tommy Glavine. I was a left-handed pitcher, and I was just between him and Maddux, but more of Tommy Glavine being able to work the corners and kind of keep hitters off balance.
Ferguson draws the walk, and that's going to bring our second baseman, Darnell Bayonne, to the plate.
Yeah, Bayonne's got some wheels. I think earlier in the game he had a triple in the gap, so look to see if maybe he can get something going here. If not, looking for a quality AB, needless to say.
Well, Johnny, I'm going to tell you something, buddy. It has been an absolute joy. Runner on the move, swipes the base. And I could have guessed this, and I was going to guess it, but Darnell, of course, is from Louisiana, down in the Bayou, Pineville, with the last name Bayonne.
Mm-hmm. Got some good Cajun food down there.
His favorite team, Bernie's favorite team, the Cubs.
Okay, so they want to fly the W.
Yep, and his favorite player is Chris Bryant. But, Johnny, I'll tell you, it's been a true pleasure this week. Your staff and my staff working side by side, hand in hand, along with the PA, putting this event together for these young athletes, these future, what I hope will be stars of our game.
Yep.
There's, as you know me well, we've sat in many meetings together as this program was being developed, and there's nobody you're going to find who has more passion than myself for youth baseball and all the good that it brings.
No, but I will tell you this, that those meetings were a breeze compared to the meetings this week.
Oh, I saw the war room.
You had the opportunity to kind of sit in those meetings, and it's good too because my guys were able to recognize the talents on the field, and when they were debating about guys, and this is who I like, this is what but we separated by the intangibles. So those meetings were, your meetings with us was a breeze, and then with my task force, it was definitely not a breeze.
No, it was pretty heated a couple times when I popped in there. That's going to bring Dean Guzman, the catcher, up. He's going to step in the box. Got 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, although the home team is winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's been a pleasure working with everyone involved with it. I know we've spent countless of hours trying to put this together, and it's more for the kids. And this is the end product coming to fruition. And it all started with an idea. Then it was getting everything in line and in course to assist the youth baseball community in the development and the instruction. So it's something different what these parents are used to, but it's definitely one step moving forward into educating all the parents, educating all the players that it's not about playing 365 days a year. The body needs rest. I have my college guys down in Miami when they get done their season, they have to rest. The body needs to take care of itself. So it's something that we're willing to engage with the families and the youth baseball community to assist them in the development of the game. So I said, this is not something that the parents are used to, but it's definitely a step in the right direction as far as where the youth baseball movement needs to head to.
Yeah, I agree there. Guzman down on strikes. We're going to have 2 outs here, and that is going to bring up
2 outs. Now stepping to the plate, number 22, Leiloa Akana, who pitched the 3rd inning. He's going to get his shot at the plate here. I'll tell you, Johnny, I remember, I guess it was probably about 2.5 years ago when we sat down and had the very first meeting, the very first planning meeting for the Select 30 program, and of course that wasn't even the name of it then.
Yep.
But, we knew we couldn't rush to market with anything.
Yep. We
knew that whatever it was that we were going to develop in those meetings was going to take time.
Yep.
I'm not sure that we thought it was going to take 2.5 years, but, boy, I'll tell you what, just from all the chatter that I've received on infield chatter this week and the comments from the parents that I had the opportunity to speak with.
And look at that.
Base. Steals home plate.
Garrett Ferguson
catches
everyone off guard.
The catcher sleeping, just a lob throw back to the mound, and he literally stole a run from the red squad right there.
And that's one of the things I talk about baseball IQ. With me having the interviews, with all the media personnel, and we talk about baseball IQ. That's a heads-up base running play. You see that the catcher's kind of dozing off, and it's an instinct play, and that's something that we look at. That's what's going to separate a normal baseball player from a great baseball player, or a good baseball player and an elite baseball player. Things like that. Those are the separators that we as a task force look for. What can he bring to the table to change the game?
Right, and that's instance right there. He just did that on instinct.
Yeah.
And there we go. Guzman goes down swinging, and that is going to finish the ball game. Our final score in our 13 and under top prospects game: the Navy team 11, the Red Squad 8. Stay tuned with us here from ESPN's Wide World of Sports. We got one more game coming to you, the 14 and under top prospect game. We hope to get that started here in about 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to turn it just as absolutely as fast as we can. So,
yeah, for all the viewers on Facebook, just stay on, and we'll be right back on in about 15 minutes, turn around, and we get the big boys an opportunity to play here at Champion Stadium. So definitely stay on Facebook Live, and if you haven't download Infield Chatter as well.
And for Johnny Hernandez, the Task Force National Director, Bernie Gunther, I am Matt Trebuchet from ESPN's Wide World of Sports, and we will be back with you shortly for the 14 and under top prospect game.
Qualifying is on to be a Boomba All-American, and this year's USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region, with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single-elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSAallamerican.com.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here. When you step in the box, you gotta be focused. You gotta forget the dugout, ignore the crowd. You can't worry about the guy on the mound, because in the end, there's only 2 things that really matter at the plate: you and your bat.
With direct flights daily, your vacation begins at GoMelbourneFlorida.com. With direct flights daily, your vacation begins at GoMelbourneFlorida.com.
Cocoa Beach. It's still cool. Your beach vacation begins at GoCocoBeach.com.
The Space Coast is becoming the nation's premier sports destination with the USSSA Space Coast Complex right here in the heart of Viera, Florida. The complex is currently undergoing over $30 million of renovation, which will transform the former Major League Baseball spring training facility into a state-of-the-art 15-field, all-turf, multi-sport facility, which will host USSSA's most prestigious events. USSSA Space Coast Complex will utilize the latest technology. Each field will feature FlightScope's ball tracking technology capturing advanced analytics of each play, while cameras on every field will allow for video analysis and live streaming. A world-class 4K capable video production control room will allow the complex to produce network-quality broadcasts on the field, which will be lit using cutting-edge LED technology. The facility will feature 3 championship fields with stadium seating and video boards, as well as an 18,000 square foot indoor facility. In the complex's first full year, over 500,000 visitors will be welcomed to the park, taking part in over 50 events. USSSA Space Coast Stadium will soon become the place to play for the top athletes and teams around the country. USSSA is the stage where the nation's top sports stars shine for the country to see. On the diamond, the top baseball players are looking to be chosen by the Select 30 and compete as a team at the National Amateur Baseball Championships. In Fast Pitch, USA Elite Select and the World Fast Pitch Championships brings together premier players and teams from across the country to play for the title and continue their dream of one day playing professional softball. While Nationwide Conference USSSA hosts the stars of slow pitch softball. Take your game to the next level. Play the best. Play USSSA.
3 experiences.
Less than 1 year later, here we are. And we've been very busy in believing in this project. giving this association the new chapter. Now this is the final stop for at least the next 20 years.
The Select 30 has made its way to ESPN's wide world of sports, where some of the most elite talent in youth baseball are showcasing their skills.
What was important for me, for our staff, is to get good baseball guys. Guys that are able to instruct, guys that were on our mission as far as development is a concern within the youth game. I think that that's very important, and that's something that our Select 30 Task Force members are all on board with, assisting the youth baseball community in development of baseball.
The Select 30 Task Force features impressive baseball resumes. It's comprised of former professional and college players, as well as college coaches.
There's 2 guys on our staff that we're fortunate enough to play at the highest level of Division I baseball at Omaha. At 2 national championship World Series wins. We have Darryl Roque. He was on the 1999 Miami Hurricanes national championship team. And one of our scouts is Adrian Morales, which I've known for a long time. We grew up together in the same area in Hialeah, Florida. He actually was a starting third baseman in South Carolina Gamecocks, the back-to-back championships that they won out in Omaha.
These scouts not only evaluate the players, but share their insight, which only first-hand experience can give.
I think with the level of experience that we have, guys that did play at a high level, guys that are currently coaching the game right now, and it is true, the game is always evolving, and us, we're going to evolve with the game. We can't be left behind, and that's part of, myself identifying these certain individuals to represent the Select 30 here in Orlando, because we want the athletes to go home and say, wow, Coach Morales did something great for us that we're going to take with us to whatever part of the country they're from, because we do have kids from all over the country. As we set off 22 Select 30 NITs, and that's how the participants were selected for the Select 30. But I think the relationship goes beyond just from Select 30 Task Force to an athlete. It's going to turn into and develop into a relationship where they're going to feel free to contact our guys, and our guys are going to probably want to check up on these kids, see how they're doing, because that's part of the development process for our mission and for our Select 30 Task Force.
29, Adiel Melendez. His catcher, number 15, Blake Morrow. Our umpires, ladies and gentlemen, working on first base and down the right field line, Mr. Rob Holmes. Working at second base and in center field, Mr. Mark Morgan. The umpire at third base and down the left field line, Mr. Harold Hitt. And working behind home plate, Mr. John Dowdy. Getting the ball game underway for Team Red, number 25, Donovan Dubison.
Well, welcome back to ESPN's Wide World of Sports, Champion Stadium for our nightcap. Actually, I guess we can almost call it a morning cap. I'm joined here in the booth, Bernie Gunther and S30 Task Force Director Johnny Hernandez, and we are bringing you the 14 and under top prospect game. Team Red versus Team Navy. We're in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, man, like you said, good evening, good morning. It's just another day at the office
there you
for
go.
both of us. So any day that, anytime that we're on a ball field, whether it's playing baseball, watching baseball, it's definitely a good opportunity for us. So definitely want to welcome the crowd on Facebook Live. Shout out to everyone on Infield Chatter. Johnny Hernandez here with Matt Trevisan and Bernie G, how I call him, here set to go and get ready to watch these 14U Select 30 prospects playing the last game of our event for this year, and we conclude this year. How it went by so fast. Matt, what do you think about that?
Yeah, it was here on Monday and it was gone today. Donovan Dubison is at the plate. He has drawn a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and he is facing off against Adil Melendez, and Melendez picks up the strikeout to open up the first frame in this, our final game of the evening, and it will be in 4 more minutes, the first game of our morning.
Exactly.
The next morning.
Yeah, and then, up to play right now, it's Radek Burkholz, and, Radek is a shortstop. He's actually from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, and his favorite team is the LA Dodgers, and I wouldn't think this, but, when you have a middle infielder, saying that Clayton Kershaw is his favorite Major League Baseball player, I would assume that he's got some pitching in him. But needless to say, Adiel opens up with the strike here, fastball in the outer half of the plate to catch the corner. And one of the most memorable moments for Radek is actually making the semifinals out in one of the tournaments he had, but also making a Select 30 and, being able to be invited to our championship. So that's good to know, that Radek, has his most memorable baseball moment as of right now is being invited to the Select 30 by the task force.
Well, that, Johnny, that's kind of been the theme on a lot of these sheets, a lot of these player bios throughout the day today. Of course, this is our 6th game of the day, so it has been a very, very long day for the broadcast team, not to mention the on-hand staff, the task force, the operations support staff, and everything. But that's been part of the of what we've seen, is that with most of these players, this is the biggest event that they've come across. And just bottom line is, because in every age division, we started somewhere maybe 100, 110, 120 players, and narrowed it down to the Select 30, so to speak.
Yeah, and it was definitely not an easy task to take on, but it's something that our guys in the task force, definitely got through. and we just get to kind of enjoy some good baseball around the whole day. It started with our 9U. It's going to conclude now with the 14U, and as we all know, these 14U kids are the actual next, hopefully graduating class coming through in the high school session as far as the college recruiting process is concerned. So it's very good and very neat to see this kind of unfold. Rated draws base on balls now, and now hitting we got Albert Padron. So one of the things with Padron, as far as the scouting task force is concerned, Padron comes in very, highly recommended and talked about a lot in our scout meetings. Where he's one pitch away from hitting the ball out of the yard. He's a corner infielder, so it's something that we look for. And his nickname is Cubano, and Radic is safe at second.
On the move, on the pitch, and beats the wrap at second base, picks up a stolen base here in our 14 and under top prospect game here in the top of the first inning. 1 down, 1 ball on the batter, Padron in the box, and Melendez on the mound for the Navy team. He's the starting pitcher, and he'll go the first 2 innings, and then every pitcher after him will go 1. They've got a 6-man staff on this Navy team, just like the Red team, 6-man staff, so the starting pitcher goes 2, and every other pitcher on the staff goes 1. So basically what we got is a 7-inning ball game with 6 pitchers. So that means we got like 5 closers.
Yeah, that's what it is. We kind of put it together like I heard you mention earlier in the broadcast, where it's kind of like a American League, National League All-Star game where the starters usually go 2, and this is the oldest age group. We took into account the pitch counts, obviously, throughout the course of the week, and we're able to make sure that these kids are healthy to throw 2 innings. So it's something that goes along with our task force, just kind of making sure kids are in a position to succeed, on the ball field, off the ball field, but we definitely want to take care of the arm. So you're going to see, Ariel Melendez for the Navy team throw 2 innings, and then Patrick Turner out on the Red team throw 2 innings. So, that's how we got it shaped up here for our big boys.
Padron runs the count even at 2 apiece, 2-2, 1 out. Runner on second base.
I got to stop here. His nickname is Cubano. So it's Albert Padron. That's how Cubanos, and I'm Cuban, so I'm just saying Albert Padron.
So you can say that. You can say that.
Yeah,
okay.
Padron is not the correct way, but it's Padron.
It looks like Padron to me.
It's okay.
I guess if we put a T in it, it would be Patron.
Patron, yeah.
And that one I would be able to say.
Yeah. So here hitting now is Patrick Turner. He's actually the starting pitcher on the Red team, but he's going to come in and hit 4th for the Red team, and he definitely showcased himself well, not only on the mound but at the bat as well. So Adiel's going to be very careful because Padron can definitely do some damage with the bat as well.
So Turner steps into the box to face Melendez. 1 strike on the batter. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. We are just underway at midnight sharp. It is now Sunday, and we have been here since we threw our first pitch at 8:05 Saturday morning, and we are just now in the top of the first inning. 0-2 count on Turner.
And Adiel is working quickly, just getting ahead of the hitter. 0-2, look for a breaking ball out of the zone, or fastball about 4 inches out the plate, make him chase, and there's the breaking ball where we get a nice play over by the second baseman for Navy. Ezra on the, Florida Marlins, and sure enough, he was from the University of Miami, and I'm from Miami, and I was able to see Johnson play. And
you coach in Miami?
Yeah.
What's the school you're at?
ASA College in Miami. It's a junior college program in Miami. So, doing that and giving back to the youth game, and putting this all together for them, because at the end of the day, it's for them.
Ezra Mason leads off the bottom of the first for the Navy, and he is facing Patrick Turner of the Red Top Prospect Squad.
Yeah, Patrick Turner's a big right-handed pitcher. He's going to go ahead and he'll pitch 82, 84, and he has topped out at 85 on this week. So he's just going to go ahead and go ahead and throw the fastball and see if he can blow right by you.
I love to see a pitcher, especially early in the ball game, come right out and attack the strike zone and dare the hitter to hit his pitch.
Yeah, and one of the things that, especially, being part of the pitching side of it is, all the pitchers got to get ahead. They got to throw first pitch strikes. The other thing that, the pitchers need to do is they have to win the 1-1 count. I mean, there's a difference of about 200 points in, position players' batting average when, the pitcher goes ahead and wins the 1-1 count.
You know the best way to win the 1-1 count, right?
Throw a strike.
Go 0-2.
There you go. I got you. Ezra grounds out to short. Get a nice throw by Radic Burkholz to get the first out of the inning here in the 14U Select 30 Prospect games.
Burkholz, the shortstop, on the throw over to Ethan Strait, the first baseman for the Red Squad. And that is going to bring Nicholas Costello to the plate, the center fielder for the Navy squad. He's going to step in against Turner, and we'll see how the lefty deals with the heat that Turner is bringing to the dish tonight.
Yeah, and Costello's an outfielder from Pleasanton, California, where his favorite Major League Baseball team is the Oakland Athletics, and it's pretty cool because I have one of my best friends. He's actually in the Major Leagues right now, and he actually came up through his Major League debuts with the Oakland Athletics. So it's pretty cool to see that, and just being able to know that one of these participants, his favorite team is the Oakland Athletics, where I had one of my best friends participate in the Major League Ball Club with the Athletics. So it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, the baseball world is a tight-knit world, and actually I heard an interesting thing about the Oakland A's this week that I had never heard before, and I looked it up to verify it. But back in the 80s, the Oakland A's had a special vice president to the owner of the Oakland A's, special vice president to the owner, and that special vice president was the man that we all know as MC Hammer, the rapper.
There you go. Can't touch this.
Before he was in music, he was a special vice president to the owner of the Oakland A's, and the story goes that the owner of the A's at that time lived in the Midwest.
Okay.
And every afternoon at 5 o'clock Pacific time, Hammer would lock himself in his office and call the owner and kind of give him a report on what was going on in the front office that day. He was the eyes and ears of the owner, of the absentee owner, so to speak, of the A's. Ground ball to short.
Burkholz again picks up and makes a nice throw. Gets him on the run.
And Strait manages to hold the bag.
That was a great play.
Keeps his foot planted on the corner, holds the base, gets the out.
What a great play by Burkholz, as you'll see again, where he rounds the baseball and just shoots it over, and Strait able to stay on the corner of the bag to get the runner Nicholas Costello out.
A great stretch by a right-handed first baseman. Left-handed first baseman. The replay was backwards. That's what it was. Okay. There we go. Stepping into the box here for the Navy team, Blake Morrow, the catcher, number 15.
Yeah, Blake Morrow's he's going to be a special player. As he heads into his high school years. I mean, there you go. He doesn't get cheated on his swings. But it's going to be power versus power. I mean, you got Turner coming in throwing 83, 84 miles an hour, and Blake Morrow knows that he's going to come out here and try and beat him with a fastball, try and get ahead and get the bat head out through the zone and see what he can do with it. Fouls off a slider on the outer half. Now you got Turner up in the count 0-2. See what pitch he comes to. If I'm Turner, I'm going fastball up and away, try and change the eye level. And if not, if you're going to go 1-2, maybe throw a breaking ball. But we're definitely going to see what this pitch is going to be.
Well, let's see what he goes. If he goes to the tank for the gas.
Lifts a fly ball out to left field foul line for an out. So Turner works a quick 1-2-3 inning here at the bottom half of the first inning where we go 0-0.
We've played one complete from ESPN's Wide World of Sports in our 14 and under top prospect game, and we are knotted at 0. We'll be right back. Blast.
Yes, it has. It has. This is definitely an experience, not only for myself, but the players here in attendance, and that made the drives or flew from all parts of the country in order to have this experience. And this is something that they're going to remember for a lifetime. Where 20, 30 years from now, they're definitely going to talk about it in a positive manner. And this is the byproduct of a bunch of all of us collectively as a group coming together for the development in the youth baseball community. So I'm definitely appreciative and humbled to the fact that I'm able to play a role into assisting these ball players, develop into the players that we know they can be.
Yeah, and a key piece of that, a key ingredient in the success of this program, of course, was the Major League Baseball's Players Association.
Absolutely.
And stepping into the box right now is our extra hitter, number 29, Brady Patterson, and he will also face Melendez. Melendez is our starting pitcher for the Navy squad, and he's going to pitch the first and second inning, and then he's going to be followed up by Huggins, Ford, Toledo, Baffa, and Carmona is going to shut it down for the Navies, and there's a blast into mediocre right field, and it is hauled in by Joel Lindahl.
Now stepping to the plate.
So just like that, one pitch, one out, and into the box is first baseman Ethan Strait. We saw Ethan in the bottom half of the first inning make a couple excellent plays over at first base. Of course, we know on that long stretch he was able to hold his toe on the corner to get the out. And I saw such incredible defensive skill sets in these players all week long. It was really neat. I was telling Bernie in one of the earlier broadcasts, and we have a ball down in the zone. I was telling Bernie, I said, I had an opportunity. I was on field 5, and they had outfielders out there.
Yeah.
The whole field was full of outfielders. And I actually managed to snap a picture of it on the MLBPA's infield chatter app, which, of course, we'll talk about later in the broadcast. Count goes 2-0. But I was able to snap this picture of, get ready for this now, Michael Tucker, Brian Jordan, Marquise Grissom.
Wow.
All three of them on the same field at the same time, instructing the outfielders. Now, what do those three players have in common?
They all played for your favorite team,
They all played for the Atlanta Braves. That's right. And it was at that point that I realized, geez, it's no wonder the Braves ruled the 90s. I mean,
but I will tell you, in the 97, though, when the Marlins, were able to beat the Braves in the 97 National League Championship Series. So,
wait a minute, Johnny. That was Eric Gregg's fault.
Okay.
That was Eric Gregg, the home plate umpire, calling pitches that were 17 inches outside the strike zone, calling them strikes. So I'm going to have to kind of tank that one for you just a little bit.
I got you. Now hitting is Ethan Strait. He's actually from Kansas City, Missouri, and he just wears a fastball here. Adiel was trying to get on the inner half of the plate, and he just got a little bit too much. That two-seam just ran in way too much where, it lands Ethan Strait at first base.
It's nice to see right there as Melendez went about halfway to the baseline there just to make sure that Strait was okay. The sportsmanship that we've seen this weekend. And I think part of that comes from the fact that every player on both of these Select 30 squads, all 30 players, 15 on each team, they all have such a respect
for each other. They're both playing at a high level.
Not just the ones on their team, but even the ones on the other team. They have such a respect for each other because, hey, look, they've all gone through the same thing to get here.
Oh, yeah, they've gone through the same process. I mean, it's been the same process, across country. But, the fact that, and here we go, trying to get a little hit-and-run action right now.
Now, let me tell you a story about Bo Trucks as he steps into the plate here. He's the catcher for the Red Squad. On Monday afternoon, in the first set of catcher drills, Bo caught a wicked pitch in the dirt. They were doing blocking drills. Off of his ring finger on his throwing hand. Had to go to the hospital, and he has a hairline fracture in his knuckle on his throwing hand. And he was back on the field Tuesday afternoon in his team's first instructional game.
Well, that's what you want from a catcher. I mean, especially, in the Major League season, but, high school, college, and these youth baseball, tournaments and events where, you're going to need to rely on a catcher. And definitely, being tough in that aspect is something that we look for. So we definitely took that into account as, as we see a strikeout here. Yep, the umpire, yep. So it's a strikeout here. I believe the runner needs to go back to first base since first base was occupied.
No, the runner's going to be allowed to stay at second because the ball was live, but the batter is automatically out because at the time of the pitch, first base was occupied.
Awesome.
So that's going to bring up Nathan Stanley, the left fielder for the Red Squad. Runner on second, 2 outs here in the top of the second frame. Still looking for our first hit in this contest.
And some trouble finding the ball, allows the runner to advance to third base. Now it puts, again, the Select 30 Red team, it seems like they like to get on the board and early, right?
Right.
So that's something that, the Navy team has had a tough time managing, but I will tell you, the way how the draft works is, we have our task force members sitting in the war room with once we get the final 30 on our end before it's released to the public, and then they'll go ahead and just draft certain players, certain positions. We select the players in order to make a conducive roster for a game. And it is right, I heard in the earlier broadcast where the position players are playing pretty much the whole game, where we have 10 guys hitting in the lineup and the pitchers are throwing 1 inning apiece. But the draft, it gets heated in there too. I mean, they have their draft orders, they have certain numbers that they got to pick, and our task force members have spent the majority of the time with our players. So who best to select the players and draft the teams is the Select 30 Task Force.
Well, they're the ones that saw them all week long,